What's going on, guys? We got war number 2 here, starting off again on path 9. We got a Nico versus Carolina fight. How crazy. Just with the lore there. But here we're going to activate the poison and rupture immunity so that we can actually take this fight without dying. And then really the goal for this is just get to Sp2 and then let her, once we have the buff immunity debuff, I know, isn't that a fun little string of words, buff immunity debuff on her, we're gonna let her soak in the sun and get buffs, and she is going to absolutely melt. Here we're also just getting a lot of power from the mystic dispersion mechanic, or lack thereof, that Nico has. And here, yeah, we have 15 poisons, and then you let her soak in the sun and get the extra poisons on her, and she's just melting. Here, again, once you get to certain points of fights, it's just kind of over. There, I didn't need to evade. I could have just blocked it. It would have been fine. But poisons absolutely melted her. Nico is fantastic for that, especially for Carolina. She counters her so hard, and Carolina can be a pretty tough defender. If she catches you on an Sp2 in the sun, you are kind of screwed. Here, we're going to go with Anti-Venom against Pixie. I don't have, so I'm familiar with Pixie's kit, but I'm more familiar with it on offense more than defense, and I've very rarely fought her as a defender in War or in Battlegrounds. I feel like most people don't really run her in Battlegrounds or War, and if they do, it's on offense, because she's pretty decent on offense. She's pretty underrated. So here, the main thing I want to do is get the decelerates up because of that right there, because of the evade. Luckily, I truly just don't really think her evade is that dangerous. Yeah, you get the Nero Shock on you, and maybe this is just because Anti-Venom has the healing, and there's already like a natural, he's already getting health back, so the Nero Shock just doesn't feel that that potent anyways. But here we're just we threw the SP1 to get double debuffs, threw the SP2 there for the Furies, and the fight's pretty much over at this point. Once you get to that point with Anti-Venom, you're cruising. Yeah, easy fight. And I think that was, I'm not sure if that was a rank 5 Pixie or not. I feel like it was, but either way, I wasn't really too worried about that one. Next fight here, we have Anti-Venom again versus Mojo. Big Mojo. Yeah, this fight scared me. This is, even though it's just rank 4 A1 versus rank 4 Anti-Venom, Mojo's just, he's a scary defender, man. He's tough. What a great way to start the fight right there. But there's just a lot that can go wrong if you just get bad prompts. It's kind of just an RNG fight. Like right here, I got stun a champion, which he immediately parried me, which is funny. And then right there, dash backwards, and that one is just almost impossible to not complete, right? So already he's up to 4. There, use a special attack again. He's up to 4 prompts completed, and we're 30 seconds into the fight. So this is why I'm scared of Mojo. Like, so much can go wrong so quickly. Luckily, Anti-Venom is the GOAT, and we got our normal kind of rotation down. Stun a champion is good. We can definitely work around that just long enough to the point to where we can just end the fight with damage. So that was scary for her, about 30 seconds there, and then luckily we were able to ramp up with our SP1, get the debuffs on him, SP2, and it was over. Up next, we have Enchantress. This is Bleed and Incinerate here. You can totally take this with not Anti-Venom, with, wow, what's his name? Onslaught, which I do have Onslaught on my team for a fight coming up later. You can totally take this with Onslaught. I just kind of wanted to use Anti-Venom for fun. I know, right? Video game, having fun. Wow. Got clipped there by the SP1. Probably should have just blocked it. I do think that Onslaught is probably better for this fight because you can just ramp up so easily from the Incinerate, and he also counters Miss, which in my opinion is probably more annoying than the Unstoppable that Enchantress gains. But right now she does get the unstoppable, and that is going to be countered by our decelerates on her. Nice. Love when I get dexed. But we're just trying to take away her spells here, go for the big Sp2. This is also one-eyed open, so got to be careful for when you go in on parries. But we're absolutely cruising at this point. As soon as we get to the point in the fight where we have 4 Furies, it's just feeling so good. It's feeling so good, and it gets pretty easy from there. I can't wait to get this guy up to rank 5, man. We got a few more weeks till that happens from Coliseum rewards, but it's gonna be so great. All right, we're gonna go straight into the next fight here, and then we're gonna fight this Heimdall. Again, specifically, you can take this fight pretty well with Nico. The only thing you have to be careful of is when Heimdall is at 1% and he has his immunity or invincibility thing, whatever, immortality, whatever you want to call it. If he's poisoned, it lasts for as long as he is poisoned. So that's where a Nico can just get a little bit scary with him, but while fighting Heimdall. But for the most part, she works pretty well on him. I got so much power there. Oh, and I tried to do a heavy against the wall, and I was not close enough. That was so greedy. But Anti-Venom is dope, and that's why Anti-Venom is dope, because that can happen. I also wanted to showcase, I said in the Anti-Venom showcase that he works really well for Heimdall. God, I'm just whiffing all these heavies, man. And here, what I wanted to do was try to get a stagger from the heavy and then trigger the striker so I don't get punished for it. And then it didn't even, it applied on the second hit, and I didn't do the second hit, so that didn't work. But here, the game plan, obviously get the 4 debuffs when you can. I got way too much power in the beginning of the fight and accidentally got pushed to SP1 or SP2. But that's okay. We're not trying to speed through this fight or anything. It's okay if we mess up like that. And here, I'm just trying to heavy counter everything. Again, and like, we got pushed to SP3 here. Unfortunate, because the fight would be probably over right now if I was able to throw that SP2, but we're not in a rush. We got hit there. Man, this just goes to show that Anti-Venom is absolutely ridiculous. What am I going to do here? Am I just going to go for it? Oh my gosh, I'm just going to YOLO it. Yeah, I remember being a little bit scared of this fight. I think, so we're going to get SP3'd here. And it's going to take us pretty low, but we have the regen, and then we're also going to get pushed to SP3. So we've tossed 2 SP3s in this fight, which is not ideal as Anti-Venom, but just because, I mean, look at the regen that we're getting from taking that SP3, and then able to block all these SP2s if we have the stagger on him. It is so, this is kind of why I wanted to show this fight, or take this fight with Anti-Venom. It's just a pure utility fight. Like, I had 1 Fury at the very beginning of the fight for that whole fight, and the rest was just basic attacks pretty much, some SP3s, and probably some reverse healing, and it was just so smooth. It was so not smooth, yet Anti-Venom was still able to just carry with the regen and shutting down all those buffs that he has from the stagger and the heavy attacks. Such a not clean fight, and that just goes to show that Anti-Venom is just so insane and so much better than you think. Alright, up next we have the mini bosses. We're going right side here. I forget what node number exactly it is. It's like 47 or 46, something like that. But we have a Yelena with Onslaught. This is a pretty standard fight. This is the one where you go, it's unstoppable if you go unstoppable if you're far away from your opponent, and they go unstoppable if you're close. And then you also have Fury stuff here. Honestly, when I'm looking at these nodes, the one thing that I try to think about is the unstoppable timer. I don't really care for the Furies because it's just Furies, whatever. And that would be useful for if you're using like a Mystic champion here. Obviously, you can do a lot of good things with a Mystic here, but I'm using Onslaught, and it's against Yelena. I've probably done this matchup, and I'm sure many of you guys have as well, a bunch of times. just gets your SP1, fire off the SP2. It's over, just like that. This is a rank 5 Yelena, I think, done in less than a minute. It's hundreds of thousands of health, absolutely roasted. I really wasn't worried about that one. Onslaught versus Yelena is not one of, because Yelena can still kind of mess with you. It is very easy though. And then next up, kind of similar to our last, where we have another Maestro versus Onslaught here. So you can do this with Nico 100%. It's probably a little bit safer, but I'm so comfortable with Onslaught. I've used him for so many wars and so many fights in general. I used him for a lot of long form fights too. Onslaught's just a goat. He's such a powerful character. But here we already have 14 Neuro stacked up, so I think I'm just gonna fire off an SP2 and not worry about getting to 20, because 14 is pretty solid. Yeah, 14 is a good enough like amount to where like that's gonna be a lot of damage for the rest of the fight. And here the main goal is to not parry, because this is the stun reflection node and I have no way of turning that off. And I actually don't think you can turn it off in general, because Maestro is immune to poison and incinerate, which is that's how you turn off this stun reflection, I think. But we're just not going to stun him in general. We're just going to heavy counter and let him wail into our block here, so that we can get heavy off to pause our degens. And then we're about to throw another SP1 here, or oh my gosh, we're going to throw an SP2 to get 20 degens, because he's just not giving us an opening, and that's okay. But pretty simple ish fight there. And then here, another Nico boss fight. You already know who I'm using. Come on. I remember this one didn't go quite as smooth as the first one. I think it's because I low-key forgot that this was a boss and not just a normal fight. So I think I went for like the normal SP2 rotation and then went for 4 Furies, and I was like, oh right, I should probably get more damage from and go for the SP3 instead. Yeah, that's definitely this boss that I'm remembering correctly. So theoretically, the SP1 there is correct, and here that's also correct. You want to block those first 2 hits just for the extra little additional power, and then evade the last hit, because it does do the big burst damage through your block if you block that hit. So you want to evade that one. But here, yeah, so here I throw the SP2 again. I'm just in flow state right now, but in the wrong flow. Should have gone for the SP3, and I realize it a little bit later in the fight, where I'm like, I feel like I'm not doing a whole lot of damage. At least like it is still a lot of damage, but like not enough to what I thought. I was like, oh, I didn't throw the SP3. That's right. I think right now is when I realize it, because I threw the SP1 there and I'm like, where's my big numbers? They're not there. So yeah, I mean, this fight is still so easy. I've barely taken any damage. This is so free with Anti-Venom. You pretty much have no worries here. Block the specials so you can get the extra power. Now I throw the SP3, and this is where the fight will start to get pretty easy. All I'm going to do here is maybe throw another SP1 to refresh the Evolve Mutation passive, and then SP2 get the Furies. GG's, right? For Nico in general as a boss, I don't really like her that much as a boss. I wouldn't recommend placing her down. I just think she has a lot of good counters now. Like a wave, of course, demolishes her, and a lot more people are starting to get her from the Titan. And I just think that there's better war bosses to put down. But she's still pretty. She can be a tough fight. Here, I get SP3'd here? I do. Could be scary, right? But I'm boosted up. She has a ton of debuffs on her, so she's getting wrecked by what's the inequity? So that SP3 had a lot of reduced damage and 91k crit to finish off there. That's so fun. But easy peasy boss fight. Even though I took an SP3 to the face, really was not worried at all. Here, that's gonna do it for this war. gone deathless so far the last two wars. Nico fights in both of them, and I just love taking those Nico bosses with Anti-Venom. It's so easy and so not stressful. I've stressed way more about like my path fights and mini boss fights than the actual boss the last 2 wars, which is nice. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new and was able to take something away from how I look at my fights and go through the fights and everything like that. So appreciate it. See you in the next one.